So we can create a .NET project 5.0. Okay. And then we use the authentication type as individual accounts. What's the problem if you don't have none? If you use none? If you use none, a very important framework called the identity framework, the topic we are going to tackle today, will not be included. And you have to load it manually though. No? Julia Carlos just came in. So kailangan mo i-load yun manually. It's not a very difficult process, but mas mabuti na yung, it's much easier, no? If you let Visual Studio upload it for you, because there are many files that there are very few things, but very delicate things that you have to do. So you will choose individual accounts. So remember, when you choose individual accounts, an additional NuGet package is included to your project automatically. The NuGet package is called Identity Framework. Now, the entity framework is automatically added when you use MVC. When you use ASP.NET MVC, pag empty, there will be no entity framework. If it is ASP.NET, if you specify ASP.NET MVC in your project, automatically the entity framework is added to your NuGet package. No? So there are two important frameworks, identity and entity. No? Identity allows you authorization, automatic login and logout. And entity allows you to make CRUDs for entities and models, no, in your models. Okay, they follow. We click this, so that we don't have to refresh your web pages every now and then we click create. And let's do this quickly. No, we have done this before last meeting. Okay. Okay, so now you have an empty project. The first thing to do when you have an empty project is to create your database. And your database is in appsettings.json. Dito. Just open this. And then you set if you have done this before, no? You locate where your service server, your SQL server is. If it's a local host or if it's a remote IP, you type the IP address. And then the name of your database, no? If we say eStore, there's a default name, but that's very long. Okay, and then we just save this. No, do you follow? Okay, and then if you look at SQL Server, actually you already have an SQL Server uh, tool here, no? In Visual Studio. But to be sure, no, you like to use your MS SQL SM. Let me connect SQL Server. There's no database called eStore. Take note, walang eStore, okay? Do you follow? Now, when will we have eStore? When we migrate, when we do our first migration. To do our first migration, we view the package manager window. Okay, nasa other window, package console, manager console. Okay, dito. The first thing to do is very simple. You just say update, capital U, update dash database. Okay, bakit wala? Database string, command not found, eStore trusted connection equals true. Server equals localhost. Let me check. Let's just close this now for the moment. Usually you just have to rebuild if you have strange errors like that. Just open the project. There it is, no, eStore. You can just open this. Baka hindi ko pa na-save, no? Let me open my, have I saved my app settings.json? Hindi na-save, no? But anyway, it should be able to save this. And then we'll open the package manager console. View other windows. Walang shortcut ito, no? Update database. So it's building the database, no? You really just have to exit and go back again. It's, sometimes it's hard to explain why. Pero talagang ganun lang man, no? You have to exit and then open again. Andriano is here. Andriano, let's check your, ano. Okay, so nandyan na. So kanina nag-error, no? I just have to exit and then go back. No, no, no other problem. Then let's refresh our databases. So now I have eStore. Okay. Now right away, since we have chosen individual account, we are given uh, uh, one of the modules we have. If you look at, no, your startup.cs, nandito yung included yung ASP.identity and identity UI. No, these are the two things added when you specify use the authorization to be individual user accounts. No, madadagdag ito. Okay, and then there are certain configurations added. No, may kulang pa ito. No, we'll add that later. No, may idadagdag tayo dito eh. I think you have to add it here. Add roles, add role manager. And then we say identity role. Okay? Kailangan idadagdag yan. Okay? Later. Okay? Minrico. Minrico. Okay, Minrico is just added to the attendance. So you have to add this, no? We'll explain that later. Let's run this anyway, no? Pag run natin ito, we already have an existing, ano? Okay? We already have an existing uh, database. Okay? Nag-error siya dito. So anyway, for the moment, we'll remove this first, no? Add identity role, no? Tatanggalin muna natin ito, no? Nag-error siya. We'll add that later, no? Mas marami pang idadagdag. No? Kasi dadagdag tayo ng role manager. Let's run this again. So these things are added by Visual Studio, no? By .NET Core particularly. No? So we now have this, we have eStore, we have home, right? We can register and log in. Okay? Okay? For the moment, I'd like you to get the necessary views. No, we know what views are already. Now they are views are the HTML, models are the databases, and controllers are the code behind. No, dito tayo magko-code behind sa controllers. Okay, okay. Now we can add all the scaffolded item for identity framework. No, we'll do that by clicking identity and click it here to say most of the time they just add everything. If you like to add everything, you can do that. No, para you can make use of that. You can edit the login and all the login pages. Let us add everything na lang. It takes a little while, but it helps that you can get access of all the pages. You just click this to the DB context. No? Okay. So this will add all the necessary pages involved in identity framework, which means the login of the users, registration of users, no? And then we click add. Okay. So I hope you follow, no? Takes a while because we have added a long list of views. Those will just upload the views involved in identity core. Now it's added. What happens to our project? If you look at areas, no, and the identity and the pages under account, these are the pages that are involved. Like for example, we have register. So ito yung the registration, uh, the registration page, no, view. Okay, do you follow? Okay. If you look at our now this will be added to tables in our database. Like if you look at the tables, no, these tables, ASP.NET roles, are tables involving the identity framework, no, the identity core. So like for example, the users, ASP.NET users are used to record or store the users, registered users, no? And then you have ASP.NET roles, the roles that you can assign. Unlike in ASP.NET, in our example, we only have two roles, administrator and plain user. Here we can have several roles, no? Okay, I'll show you how to add roles later. First thing is, how do we register? Now it's already added in the no, in the framework. We just run the project. We run the project and we register a user. Now this is the same, no, this is the same page I've just shown you a short while, no? The register.view. You use the email, so we say we have r@r.com. We'll have a simple user, no? And we will have an admin user. Okay? You can improve on this, no? Kasi may gusto mo maglagay ng mga images, right, like here on the right side, no? You can remove and you can use the login page which we have created in our ASP.NET example, no? Okay. If you have the correct uh you see, you just click here, no? To confirm the account, automatically it's confirmed, no? Now let's register another. So we say admin at r.com v4. We have the same password. Click here and it's confirmed. Now, what actually happens is if you look at our ASP.NET users, no? If we edit this, we now have two users, no? R and R.com and admin at R.com. Okay, that's what it did. And then we have a hash password, no? The password you encode is automatically hashed or encrypted to 256 H HS HSA 256, no? So you cannot figure out that, no, there's no way to figure out what the password is. Okay, although they have the same password in system. Same password pero pagkaiba yung hash. Anyway, you may have used the username in the hash. Okay? And if you look at, let's stop this, no? If you look at the registration CSS.html, this is the same, no? This is a partial script. This is a partial page, no? Which uses the which handles the registration. Okay? Now, if you look at the login HTML, this is also the one that handles the login. Let's try that out. Do you follow? No? So, pag mag-login tayo, so this is the page. So that this is the page that runs. That's created by login.cshtml. Ito yon. Okay? So we can log in as, for example, admin. Type the password. Okay. So ayan. Okay? We have this. This is the manage your user account. If you look at our web page or our project, nandito rin yung register manage. Okay, you look at status. Have we checked the register manage? Kasi kung hindi mo na check, hindi niya ilalagay yon eh. Okay, we can look at this individually. So ito lang yung ano. Okay. Login. Wala yung manage. Let me just check if we can add the scaffolded item for manage. Also from identity. Hindi ba natin na-check yung manage? No. It's different. It's on a different folder called manage, no? By the way. Kaya pala hindi makita, no? Na-check natin yan, no? It's in. So, nandito yung manage. Yung navigator is, there's a manage navigator. Okay? This is for the management. No. Let's look at registration manage. It should be register manage. Cover it. Okay. Ito yung ano. Okay. Let's look at the CS ito. Manage.cshtml. This is the navigator. Okay. We look for this later, no? Basta merong ditong register manage which you can use, no? To manage your account. This is not this. Hindi ito eh. Kasi ito yung registration. Okay? Later we look for that, no? So anyway, we now have a simple project now which can log in and log out. Diba? Let's try to create a database and then we will assign ano. But by the way, let us assign mamaya na yung mag-assign ng roles, no? We will create roles and then we'll assign roles, okay? So for the moment, what we need to do is first create, when you are doing a project, we create the model, okay? What authors, or shall we say, employees, no? In the models, we say, add new item, no? New item, then we'll say, it's a simple class, no? Employee model, okay? So automatically, it's identified as a model because it's under the folder called models. So now we declare the components of, it's like creating a database here. We'll say ID, or there's a shortcut, no? A shortcut is to type prop and then tab. Okay, you can change this now, ID. Okay, then you can say prop and tab string last name. Then we can just copy this. First name, middle name. Ang mga dates, ano, later na natin yan, ano. No? So let's say as simple as that, no? The first name, the last name, and the middle name. Let me look at my codes first, no? So I forgot somewhere here. Oh, okay, they follow. Now it's like creating a database here. We can decorate this with with certain characteristics, such as we can assign this as our primary key. No? Just say decorate this with key, like that. Okay. Now if the red squiggly occurs, this means that this is an error. But this may be an error because of unneeded using. We haven't pulled out the necessary module framework that needs this. To correct this is you just hover over the red squiggly and then show potential fixes. And then the first option is usually the correct option using system model data. And automatically this is added in your using section, and then the red squiggly disappears. No? Okay, do you follow? Now you can now the last name. So you can assign the types here. You can say max length, or you can specify a type. No, you say column, column. Sorry, my keyboard is a little ano no. Medyo luma na yung aking no. Column, and then you say the type name. Wala pa siya. Anyway, let's just let it go for a while. No, is equal to, let's say varchar. You can say also n varchar 30. Column type name is equal to varchar. This is the end of the column, and then there's a red squiggly again. You can just over and then show potential fixes. So ayaw dito no, so we'll just dito muna tayo sa first red squiggly, then using. So it's there, so it disappears no. When the red squiggly disappears, now na may dinagdagdag na naman siya na linya. Okay, now if you can require no, you can say required, you can decorate. These are decorations no, required anyway. Okay, so the user will be required to type ano. And then you can include a message such as the error message required. You say error message was please type uh, an employee last name. It in the web page no, the this error will occur every time the password, rather the last name is skipped. Okay, they follow. We can also assign a decorator called the display name. No? Kasi what do we want the column to display to have a display with, no? So you say last name. Kasi pangit yung last name na dalawa eh. You say just say employee last name. Okay? So no, may red squiggly, we just go and then show potential fixes. Fix and it's fixed. No? Do you follow? So we have created a varchar type. It's a varchar. Okay, and then we can copy this. Can copy this. Then sign it here. Maybe the first name we will require first name, but the middle name may not be required. Okay, varchar 30. Varchar 30 is a thing appropriate. And then the middle name. We will not make this required. Employee middle name. Okay, do you follow? So we now have a model. This is an entity relationship, a model as in entity relationship model. No? They follow. So if you're in database design, the first thing to do is to come up with an entity relationship diagram. For every entity you have there in your ER diagram or in your domain class diagram, you convert it into an actual model in ASP.NET Core. Do you follow? So 1:1. No? It's a design model and an implementation model. Ito yung implementation natin sa design model. Do you follow? Do you get me? Ano? So this is connected to your other other courses. Okay? So now how do we get this to our database? We just open the package manager again. We just open the package manager. Where's that? View other windows. Then package manager console. What we'll do is add a migration. We'll name this 0001 employee table. Okay, do you follow? So it will create a migration. Okay, idadagdag pa tayo no later. 2 migrations ito eh. Kasi may idadagdag tayo dito sa ating DB set. Okay, hindi ko na, incidentally, I haven't included, no? Hindi ko na include yung, there's a very important part, but anyway, we'll discover it later. No? So, and then we say update database. Okay. So what happens is in our database, if you look at our Object Explorer, we refresh our eStore database, is we will have a table called employees. Bakit wala? Let's look at our migration. No, because may idadagdag pa tayo dito sa DB context. Hindi siya nag-create ng table. Okay. Where is that added? Dito yata sa data. Dito, kailangan tayong magdagdag. Let me open my previous project. Limutan ko, may idadagdag pag isa dyan. Maybe we can just add a migration again. No? Okay. Let's look at the DB context. Hindi talaga siya nagdagdag. I forgot the syntax, no? So I have to open my my other project. Ebooks, I think, no? I-open natin yung okay. The application DB context. Wala eh. Okay, and then let me look up for my notes. No? Google it na lang, nalimutan ko. There's something you need to add here. No? Application context. I forgot the syntax, no? You have to add a data set. Ito. They follow? Kopyahin natin ito. Okay. What's the name of our model? Our model is called employee model. The name is employee. So our data set should also be employee. And then what do we need to use? What's wrong with this? Let me look at that up, no? Dapat. Dapat may using. Red squiggly. So maybe we'll have to use a using. Using e-store models. Models that employees ba? What's the name of the models? Employee model. Ito tayo, no? Maybe just remove this. Hindi, kailangan natin dito ng DB set. Public class employee. Dito na yan sa models. Okay? Okay? Paano ba ito? No? Let me check my previous videos. No? I have to do that. No? Migration. Anyway, we'll have a break, no? And then I look at the, no, and then I'll be right back, no? I forgot one line. I'm sorry, no? Isang linya lang ang, I forgot one line and yeah. But anyway, there's a way to add it automatically also, which I also forget. Anyway, I'll save this, no? And then we'll go back to that, no? Shortly.